So now let's move on to our hands-on session on Google Colab. So we would be using the Austin weather dataset. So mainly the reason that we are doing with the weather data, doing the hands-on session with the weather dataset is because for the main WiDS Datathon challenge, we have a weather dataset coming into play. So this is daily weather data for the Austin um, KTT station. So let's move on to that. I shall stop sharing for a moment. If you have any questions, this is a good time to ask before we actually move on to the hands-on session. So go ahead.
Vimukthini, you're on mute.
Okay, sorry. Do we get the slides to refer after the session? No, we won't be sending out the slides, but you will be getting the codes, which is already shared now. So that is there, but I'll get back to it if we can actually share the slides with you. Yes, you should. There are so many ways to actually do attribute selection. So I won't be going into detail, but we would be like after this session, we would be sending you all an email where you can go through the reference links for in detailed version of what we're doing here today. So, okay, we shall start the hands-on session. I hope all of you can log into Google Colab and move on to the drive link that Natira shared with you through email.
I'll also drop it on the chat in case
Yeah,
anyone doesn't have the access to that link.
yeah. So from that, please go to File, and it has an option which says Save a copy in Drive. So please go ahead and do that so that you can have your own version in your Drive. Okay, so giving a small introduction to what Google Colab is. So here we can just code, say, so I just went with the most basic Python command that we start with. It's print. So we type the code and press Shift and Enter together for the cell to run. Or you can just even click this run button here.
Guys, please give us a few minutes. I think the speaker is having a few technical difficulties. Just we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Sorry guys, I had a small connection issue. Let me share my screen again. So we have to import all these libraries for data analysis and wrangling, and then a few more libraries such as Seaborn and Matplotlib for visualizations. And also we have a relatively new library called Plotly that we're introducing today during our second session. So so we're going to start with uploading the file. So I'll just with this uploaded equals files.upload, terms of running your code in Visual Studio Code is also in your local computer, right? But here we have to upload it to the cloud in order to go with the analysis. So I'll just press Shift and Enter. And now we have to choose the file. So we have the Austin weather dataset. I just selected the Austin weather dataset CSV, which is also included in the Google Drive had, and it's loading now. Okay, so now we can see it's saving the Austin weather data file. And now we are moving on with reading what the dataset exactly is like. So let me open the dataset. Okay, so sorry again. So we have the dew point, high, average and low again, humidity, the same, sea level, pressure. So like that, we have a few weather variables which has the high, average and low all together. So we have three variables for each type of main variable. So let's move on to the data cleaning. So we'll first read the data set. So when we use pd.read CSV, it will read the data set and we'll see what the data looks like. So we have 21 variables. So ideally, it might be around 7 because we have high, average, and low for each main variable. And we have 1,319 data points. So moving on, we can go ahead and check what the dataset looks like itself if we can't open it in Excel. Say if it's really big and we can't open it in Excel, we can just use head and use a number here to get a glimpse of what the dataset looks like. So we can see what exactly we saw in the Excel sheet here. So that's about viewing the dataset a little to get an idea.